I'll show you a method for cleaning a watch without taking apart the entire movement. Chances are if you take apart the movement, you won't get it back together. Before you go through all this, I'll show you a method without taking apart the movement. In order to clean the movement, we'll need to remove the hands and the dial. The dial can be very fragile, so you don't want to put these in any chemicals. I'll show you in reverse order how this works. Once I've got the face and the hands off, I put it in paint thinner. This watch has been running for about 3 days, and you can see all the dirt that's come out of it. It's all in the bottom. That is a lot of dirt that came out of it, and what we do is we just let it run in there, and as it runs, it knocks all the dirt out. Pull this out and dry it off. Soak up all the paint thinner. Now we'll blow everything out. As soon as we have everything blown out, you can just see everything running real nice and clean. The paint thinner does add some lubricant to the balance wheel. Because the pivots are so easy to reach, we're going to add oil to 4 of the pivots of the train wheels. Mobius 8000 is the correct viscosity. Without it, it won't work. We'll add it to the pivots on both sides. Turn over the watch and get the other side. We'll add a small amount of oil to the pivots here. We'll need to add the hour wheel back. If you don't pull this one off, it'll just come right out. We'll add the washer that holds the face up. On the dial, there's 2 pins. We'll place that on. On the side of the movement, there's going to be 2 screws that are going to hold the face on. Tighten up those screws. Place the hour hand on. Press it into place. Next, the minute hand goes on and press it into place. Then the second hand. Push the second hand on. Move the crown. On the back, there's typically a screw that you have to loosen to get the crown out. Place the movement into the case. Place the crown back in. Tighten the screw so the crown doesn't come out. Place the anti-magnetic ring back in. We'll put on the back. Now we have a watch that was not working again. You can see all that dirt that we got out of there. Now I will say, if you've got a family heirloom, take it to a professional watch person. If you're just trying to get your watch to run again, this will work. If you're interested, I'll remove the most delicate part of the watch and put oil on either side of the staff. A watchmaker is going to have a much more sophisticated way of doing this, but this will get oil on the staff. Adding oil to the balance wheel is very difficult because there's a capstone on here. The proper way to remove this and oil it is very challenging. You've got to take this little spring out, then you take the capstone out, you clean everything out, you put oil on it and put it back into place. If you did want to just put oil on the staff on either side, I'll show you how to do that, but it's a very dangerous procedure. To remove the balance bridge, there's 1 screw that needs to be removed. Remove the screw. This is absolutely the most delicate part of the entire watch. So you can take and pull up the balance and remove it. Be very careful of that hairspring. Then you can carefully add oil to either side of the staff here and on the back. Placing the balance back in is a real trick, because you've got to get it all lined up without damaging anything. Make sure you take your time, because you don't want to break these little ends off because they're extremely fragile. So just work it in until everything moves again. Don't apply too much pressure. You want to make sure everything's moving before you tighten up this screw. Tightening up this screw can break the staffs on here because they're so fragile. If the hands end up dragging on the table, the watch will stop. In order to keep it moving, you may need to elevate it on something to keep the hands free. Chances are if you pull this balance wheel off, there's going to be something that's going to get damaged. If you're in it to learn, of course you're going to want to pull this off and take a look at it.